Hey guys, welcome to the Motivational Intelligence Podcast. I'm Sean Johnson, and I'm kind of your guide or an MC on this podcast, where it's our job to study successful people and organizations, which is something we've been doing for a really long time, and deconstruct for you what exactly made them successful. We want to give you the tools, the tactics, the takeaways, the tips, all of those kinds of things that you can apply to your life and your career, so you can be, do, and have more of the things that you want. Today we're talking with John Casey, and we're talking about the Four Cornerstones of Wisdom. This is a pretty cool, kind of bite-sized one for you, and we're going to talk about things like the number one secret for turning weaknesses into strengths. What do we learn more from, our successes or our mistakes? And John uses a pretty cool analogy in terms of how to turn weaknesses into strengths that I think you'll really enjoy. So hope you enjoy this episode. Like always, please reach out to us on LinkedIn, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and let us know more what you want to hear. Some specific stories you'd like to hear, people you think would be great to interview, all those kinds of things. We want this to be as helpful for you as possible, so please let us know what you'd like to hear from. Enjoy the episode.
The Motivational Intelligence Podcast is produced by the team at 2Logical. 2Logical is an international corporate training firm and the world's leading expert in motivational intelligence, which is the ability to understand, manage, and change the motives people have. 2Logical offers over 30 different keynotes, workshops, and full training courses to small, medium, and large Fortune 500 companies in 53 countries, a lot of which you're probably familiar with: Pfizer, Bank of America, GE, Constellation Brands, P&G, and more. All solutions are completely customized, and the feedback from these sessions will blow your mind. If you have any training or speaking needs or just want to say hey, head over to 2logical.com.
Yes, hi everyone. Our podcast today is the Four Cornerstones of Wisdom. And I'm not sure if this is proper podcast etiquette, but I want to give you the conclusion first. And it's good news. We don't have to wait until we're senior citizens to understand and leverage the Four Cornerstones of Wisdom. As a matter of fact, we have them all already. And maybe, just maybe, we've always had them. Perhaps we were even born with them. And maybe that's the gift of birth, all the wisdom we'll ever need. But sadly, we may detach ourselves from that wisdom at some point. So at 2Logical, we're here to help you regain all the wisdom you may have lost, and also remind you the most important step to gaining and leveraging the Four Cornerstones of Wisdom is to believe we have them already, and especially believe that since it's true. So let's see if you agree with us at 2Logical. We call the first cornerstone of wisdom unlimited potential. And with some simple questions, hopefully we can get you to agree with us. The first question is, can we be better next week than we are this week? And of course, the more you think about that question, everybody will come to the conclusion, well, yes, we can be better week over week, month over month, quarter over quarter, year over year. So we like to ask the follow-up question, why? Why can we be better a week from today than we are now? And the answers people give us are, pretty simple and straightforward. Well, we can learn new things. We can try new things. We can finish a book. We can learn from a subject matter expert. We can seek out and find a best practice. So yes, we do have unlimited potential to improve. We also like to ask the follow-up question, is this gift, this unlimited potential, is this born to just a chosen select few, or does everybody receive it? And of course, the answer is everybody gets it. It's not just born to a chosen select few. But the key to accessing our unlimited potential is believing that we have it and then wanting something so much so that we push ourselves and we actually use that potential to get better day over day, week over week. One of our sayings at Too Logical is it's always in the want to that people will discover the how to. But clearly the want to has to come first. So that's the first cornerstone, unlimited potential. We all have it, and we've always had it. So the second cornerstone of wisdom is tied to what we believe is the number one secret to success. And it's funny. I travel around the world and I ask people that I speak to, and how many of you actually believe that you know the number one secret to success and have used it your entire lives? And rarely, if ever, does a hand go up in the audience. And that might be part of the problem. People don't necessarily believe that they are as powerful as they really are. So I'd like to see if you pass this one as well. I want to ask you a couple questions, make a powerful statement, and see if you would agree that you actually own the number one secret to success. First of all, here's what we think is a very powerful statement. Every strength that you now have was once, in fact, a weakness. In other words, everything we're good at doing now, we used to suck at. Everything that is effortless and automatic and natural to us now once wasn't. It was clumsy, it was awkward, it was cumbersome, it made us feel uncomfortable. And now, it doesn't. Every strength we now have was once a weakness. And I can take you back to walking if we have to. There might be some adults still around that remember when we weren't very good at it and we used to fall down all the time. If you think about the ability to walk, nobody does it for us. We have to learn that ourselves, and it takes, on average, 15, 16 to 23, 24, 25 months to master. Usually starts around 9 months to 14 months or so does a baby start to try to figure out mobility and learning how to walk. And then they spend months, over a year practicing and mastering it. And by the way, on this journey to mastering walking, that 1-year-old will fall down on average between 240 and 280 times. And never once in their little mind will they believe they can't. When they fall down, they do not judge themselves. They don't beat themselves up. They try to figure out what just happened and try to prevent it from happening again. And they have the unflinching, unwavering belief that they will figure it out. So thus, they continue to try and adjust. And it's magical. They just don't see mistakes the way everybody else does. And then they master walking. And then, of course, we never have to think about it again unless we have a brain injury or a brain disease. We have mastered the activity, and thus we own it. Every strength we now have was once a weakness. And by the way, turning a weakness into a strength is what we believe to be the number one secret to success. And if you think about it, you probably have hundreds, maybe even thousands of things that you're good at doing. Those are your strengths. And they all started out as weaknesses. Awkward, clumsy, cumbersome, uncomfortable things. But they're just not now. So you have turned a weakness into a strength hundreds or thousands of times on your journey. You own it. You know how to do it. And that's a great reflection question. Ask yourself, make a list of all the things you're strong at doing, and ask yourself, how did I turn that into a strength? How did I turn that into a strength? And you'll probably see a very similar formula. You own it. Congratulations. So the third cornerstone of wisdom Well, it's kind of tied to that second one. It's about making mistakes. Most people are so reluctant to try something new because they might make a mistake. They might not look, smooth, or they might look foolish, or they might have that in their head, which prevents them from even trying. They're so caught up with, what if I make a mistake? And that's the problem. We like to ask people, what have you learned more from in your life? Mistakes or successes? And the answer probably is mistakes. We learn more from our mistakes than our successes. They are actually a great guide. So the third cornerstone of wisdom has to do with making mistakes and what is the proper way to look at them. And that's really the key. Because if we go into anything trying not to make a mistake, we are actually focusing our mind on making a mistake. And the mind will go where we direct it. So we must change the focus on whether or not I'm going to make a mistake to, what am I going to do to move one step closer? And if you think about all the great entrepreneurs, all the great inventors, how did they actually get to their conclusion that made them noteworthy? It was by making many, many mistakes. Just like the 240 to 280 we make learning how to walk. Just like the 10,000 mistakes Thomas Edison said he made in creating the first working incandescent light bulb. And his motto was, yes, on my 10,000th try, I was right. So if we have the proper mindset on mistakes, and we make them fast and we make them small, that will actually improve our chances of success as we move forward in any area of our life. We have to have the optimal mindset on how we look at us making mistakes. So that's the third cornerstone. It is our view, our belief about us making mistakes. And remember, a win or learn mindset is much more proactive than a win or lose mindset, which seems to shrink and prevent people from initiative or adaptability or innovation or creativity. So make sure you choose well when you choose how you look at mistakes. So, and as I like to tell people, one of the things I say every morning when I look in the mirror is, today I win or learn. And that is the mindset that helps us really leverage our mistakes and actually get us to be proactive. And if you think about it, you could probably put every day of your life into a win category or a learn category. And both winning and learning are positive things. And if every day could be put into one of those two categories, that pretty much means every day is positive. And those are some other mindset tips for you. Okay, on to the fourth cornerstone of wisdom that we believe everyone has, everyone owns, and that is, how do we accelerate our growth and success? What is the fast track to it? Well, obviously there's a couple of ingredients to this, but the main catalyst might be something that most people don't think it is. So, again, we'll start with asking you a couple of questions. What has the capacity to stretch and grow us the most? A difficult, challenging project, or an easy one that we've done many times before? What has the potential to actually drive us to innovation or a new way of thinking or doing something? A difficult deadline or a easy one? If you're a boss or a parent, who has the capacity to grow and stretch us more. A peak performer that thinks just like we do, or somebody that doesn't think like we do and may not have the same experience as we do and may actually be a struggling performer. If you think about it, if you're a boss, who do you do your best coaching and mentoring with, and why? It's probably your peak performer. It's probably the one that thinks the most like you. It's probably the easy one. If you're a parent and you have a couple of kids, you might have an easy one and you might have a challenging one. And the easy one probably doesn't stretch and grow you, probably doesn't cause you to find new ways of engagement and communication and seeing things how they do. So in actuality, it's the challenging one, it's the difficult one that actually can be the catalyst, the key to our own growth, our own stretching. So we just have to look at those things the right way and then allow those things to actually stretch and grow us. And so, the looking at things the right way, looking at difficult things, whether it's a project, a deadline, or a person, the right way actually has a huge benefit in stretching us and growing us and causing us to actually move in different directions. Whereas, of course, you'd probably agree that, doing the same thing over and over again the same way and having easy projects, easy deadlines, easy people to work with may actually put us in a rut or put us in a pattern that makes it difficult for us to get out of. So having some of that challenging stuff really can be a huge benefit in accelerating our growth and success. So those are the four cornerstones of wisdom as we see it. The first being unlimited potential. We all have that ability. The second is the number one secret to success, turning a weakness into a strength. We've been doing it our entire lives. The third is the looking at mistakes the right way. It's often been said, if you're not making any mistakes, you're not doing anything. You're certainly not trying anything new. So having the right view of mistakes and a win-or-learn mindset is that third cornerstone. And then the fastest way to grow ourselves, to stretch ourselves, is to run at difficult or challenging projects, deadlines, and people, because they do have the ability to stretch and grow us. So if you think about the ages of 1 to 3 and 4, we are leveraging those four cornerstones pretty much every day. That's our handbook, because we are always outside of our comfort zone. We are always dealing with turning strengths into weaknesses. We're always making mistakes and falling down. We're always finding, goals and things difficult because we're so unaware. But at some point in our journey, we, lose the frequency of those four cornerstones of wisdom. And societal conditioning and lower level thinking seems to take over. So we're going to address that in a future podcast. But we at Too Logical want you to get your mojo back. And I guess one of those first reminders is to realize we have the four cornerstones of wisdom already in our toolkit. We've learned the lessons. We've leveraged it. We can look back on our own journey and hopefully see those times that we have in our lives and perhaps those times where we've forgotten that we actually have this wisdom. So now that you have everything you need to take yourself to the next level of your personal or professional journey, what are you waiting for? Your best you is in the future. And leverage that best you that also was in your past. But clearly, your best is in your future. Go find it and allow us at Too Logical to help you on your journey. Thanks again for your time today. This is John Casey from Too Logical.
Hey guys, one more thing before you take off. This is Motivational Intelligence Insider. It's just a very short, exclusive email every Monday that comes from Dave, John, and the guests on this show. This is the only place they share their very, very best stuff, and it's delivered right to your inbox every single Monday. This could include exclusive tips for upping your game, articles they're reading, videos they're watching, stories from the road, and on and on. It's the best way to kick off your week, and this content comes directly from Dave, John, and the guests, and is only available to subscribers of Motivational Intelligence Insider. So if you want these guys and gals to email you their best stuff, go to 2logical.com/insider. That's the number 2logical.com/insider, and drop in your email. And if you do, I hope you enjoy.
The Motivational Intelligence Podcast is produced by the team at 2Logical. 2Logical is an international corporate training firm and the world's leading expert in motivational intelligence, which is the ability to understand, manage, and change the motives people have. 2Logical offers over 30 different keynotes, workshops, and full training courses to small, medium, and large Fortune 500 companies in 53 countries, a lot of which you're probably familiar with: Pfizer, Bank of America, GE, Constellation Brands, P&G, and more. All solutions are completely customized, and the feedback from these sessions will blow your mind. If you have any training or speaking needs or just want to say hey, head over to 2logical.com.